The presiding bishop of the Methodist Church, Ghana, the Reverend Titus Awotwe-Pratt, is urging communities in Ghana not to look on and watch school buildings collapse on their children, but rather remedy the situations before government comes in to their aid. Well, according to him, inasmuch as government has the responsibility to ensure that such school structures were provided to support the country's educational system, the citizenry equally have rights and responsibilities towards their own children. Speaking at the commissioning of a 6-unit classroom block donated by Emmanuel C.C. Kwenu for the Right Reverend Nyedu Bannerman Memorial Methodist Primary School at Ampia Ejumako in the Ejumako-Enyan district of the Central Region, the Reverend Awotwe-Pratt said it was appalling to see parents and caregivers watch their wards study in dilapidated structures that could collapse any time on their children in a day.
The school building here at Ampia Ejumako is in a very terrible state. A state that takes only the boldness of students and teachers who have vowed to learn and teach to continue using such a building. Classes have to end whenever it rains, and teachers and school pupils have to pray and hope that the building does not collapse on them.
We feel that the building will collapse, so what the teacher is teaching, we don't concentrate on it.
When the teacher is teaching, we can't concentrate on what the teacher is teaching. Anytime the teacher is teaching, then our mind is that building.
The school itself here, as we can all see, it's a death trap to the people and then the teachers. In fact, we are encountering so many problems in the school. We don't have the furniture, and the building itself is very, very bad in nature. So when we are in it, in fact, we are a little bit disturbed. Even the children at times they fear to come to school because of the nature of the building. As I initially told you, even we don't have furniture. The furniture is the problem, and the building itself, because of the building is very, very bad, the children, they can't learn. Because anything, when they sense anything, they may think that the building will collapse on them, so they wanted to run out of the classroom.
Emmanuel Nkrumah is a teacher at the Right Reverend Nyedu Bannerman Memorial Methodist Primary School here at Ampia Ejumako. He tells JoyNews how waking up to undertake the business of teaching happens under a structure that could collapse any day is like. Thankfully, today, through the benevolence of one Emmanuel C.C. Kwenu, a 6-unit classroom block has been built, commissioned and handed over to the school. And the teachers and school pupils of the Right Reverend Nyedu Bannerman Memorial Methodist Primary School at Ampia Ejumako will not be studying under the old structure anymore. But the presiding bishop of the Methodist Church, Reverend Titus Awotwe-Pratt, is unhappy with a situation where community members have to look on for their children to study under structures that could kill them any day. According to him, the communal spirit of members of the various communities should be rekindled so they can help themselves before government comes in to help.
Call to NAGMO of the past government that the school building here was a death trap. I needed the assistance, and through that, the brother who made the donation was reached. Now this is what we have. If one person has been able to do this thing, it means if we together make every donation, however small, all put together, will be big enough to supply the needs that we have. It's a disgraceful thing. People will stand in the camera, look into the camera, and tell the government, come and build latrine for us. Can the people in that town contribute money and build the latrine for themselves? That is shameful. I advise that we should start helping ourselves, then we can ask the government, come and support. That's the best thing to do. To my church, the Methodist Church, I am saying, wherever our church members are, take part in the community work. We call that Omanjuma.
The comment by the presiding bishop comes barely 8 months after kindergarten building collapsed on 6 kindergarten children at Bremanjamra in the Sikuma Odobin Brakwa district of the Central Region, killing them instantly. But there are many more of such structures that ought to be given attention before calamity strikes. Richard Kwejo-Nyako, Joy News, Cape Coast.
Oh, let's move on. And the Commander College of Education has, through the implementation of the Transforming Teacher Education and Learning Initiative, initiated processes that will lead to the implementation of a paperless classroom to complement the traditional classroom activities and its systems of learning. The college that trains and nurtures teachers for the country's basic schools believes the advancement in technology should also reflect in the teaching and learning processes to improve learning outcomes and also to prepare both teachers and students to brace up the technological challenge. Richard Kwejo-Nyako again reports.
Speaking at the stakeholders feedback sharing session at the Commander College of Education, Principal of the college, Comfort Saponakosa, underscored the rationale behind the project. According to her, before the introduction of a paperless classroom that will complement the traditional modes of delivery, what remains crucial is that tutors of the colleges are empowered through knowledge so they will be comfortable with administering all web tools to be used in the classroom. A lack of an in-depth educator training, she believes, will undoubtedly cause hiccups in workflow, cause undue teacher and student frustration, and compromise classroom efficiency.
Tutors have started designing their own multimedia applications for their teaching and learning process. Thus will make the college a leader in advanced technological use in the teaching and learning, and again make students produce excellent academic results. These steps will produce technology-oriented teachers who will use technology in their day-to-day professional duties.
A member of the Challenge Fund project and a tutor of the college, Eric Sechi, relished the prospect of the project. He explains the project will help both tutors and students to improve learning outcomes.
We have come to understand that we can not only interact with our students on face-to-face, and it's possible for us to also interact with our students even when they are at home. So, for example, if something crop up and for a genuine reason I have been assigned elsewhere and I cannot meet my student in class, I can have a lesson recorded, put it on the platform for them to access and listen via video or audio. During holidays, I can interact with my student, give them assignment, give them some notes, give them some teaching materials on the online. The student only have to go to their portal and upload it.
The project lead of the TTEL Challenge Fund, Commander College of Education, Raphael Sefa, believes the implementation of the project will not come with ease. He said the project managers have already identified some nagging challenges and are putting in place measures to solve them.
Sometimes we have signal drops in the network. We'll be working and then the signal will drop, go and come. 2, there have also been recent power fluctuations, especially when we were going through the workshop and was getting to its peak. You had people who had come and they were working, then the power will go. After 30 minutes, it comes back, then it goes off. Of course, the current, the voltage here too, we have a problem. At a point in time, the whole server room had to go off because all the computers there were spoiled because of a power fluctuation, although they were on voltage regulators. And so the power passed through the voltage regulators and then affected most of the devices there. And it was so the project had to be halted for 1 or 2 months for the college to replace these gadgets.
Students of the college are full of excitement. They tell Joy News the project will help improve their studies.
I think it's a very good project because we are moving into a technological era, and school system, or as student teachers, we are also to have a fair share of that technological era. Now our lectures can have lectures online on our college website or our learning management system. We can take quizzes, we can read notes, we can have access to marking schemes and
Commander College of Education in this project is in partnership with the University of Education Winneba to improve the lesson delivery skills of tutors of the college in terms of pedagogy and content through the use of ICT. Richard Kwejo-Nyako, Joy News, Cape Coast.
And from January 1, 2018, all locally manufactured goods in the country would have to be certified before being sold on the market. The Director General of the Ghana Standards Authority, Professor Alexander Ni Otudodu, announced the opening of a new office in WAM. He said the rule also applied to foreign products entering the Ghanaian market as well. He said the move is to rid the market of substandard goods. Rafiq Salam reports from WAM.
The Ghana Standards Authority was established to develop and promulgate standards with the aim of ensuring that high-quality goods are produced in Ghana, whether for local consumption or for exports, to promote standardization in industry and commerce, to promote industrial efficiency and development, and to promote standards in public and industrial welfare, health and safety. In order to fulfill the aforementioned mandate and smoothly to operations, the Ghana Standards Authority opened several offices in some parts of the country. Delivering a speech at the opening of the WA office, Director General of the Ghana Standards Authority, Professor Alexander Ni Otudodu, announced that beginning from January 1st, 2018, all single local manufactured goods will have to be certified before it is sold in the market.
And if we find products on the Ghanaian markets that have not been certified by the Ghana Standards Authority as meeting the highest standards that Ghana wants, it only means that those products are not good and they should not be on our markets, and we'll have to deal with it. From electrical cables to all other products, the population must be protected. You know, we are in a country where a lot of products come in illegally. They compete unfairly with our local business, and at the end of the day, we are in poverty because there is unfair competition. That has to stop, and that will stop.
Professor Dodu revealed that his office will do everything within its means to ensure that products produced in Ghana are patronized by Ghanaians.
As Ghana Standards Authority, we are going to champion the Made in Ghana, the Buy Made in Ghana goods campaign. We had one last week in Accra. We'll be coming to the Upper West region and going nationwide. Ghanaians must buy Ghana, Ghanaians must wear Ghana, Ghanaians must believe in Ghana. For the Upper West region especially, we want to work with the MBSSI to look at how to promote exports from the region to the wider world. Already we have spoken about the shea butter industry, whether raw shea or processed shea. We know there are markets out there for it, and we know for a fact that if we improve on our packaging and we'll give support, we should be able to export enough to create jobs. Everyone here knows the current biggest problem of Ghana, lack of jobs for the youth.
Upper West Regional Minister Alhaji Suleiman Al-Hassan commended the Ghana Standards Authority for opening the office and urged the people to take advantage of it.
I also want to urge the public, especially the people of Upper West region, to see the opening of this office as a blessing and not as a harassment of a sort to their businesses. The opening of this office is aimed at making our produce more competitive within the nation and even beyond the nation.
Chief Director of the Ministry of Trade and Industry, Dawarano Babaika, spoke about the export development policy of the government.
If, for example, we take away oil imports, Burkina Faso is the major trading partner of Ghana, and we share border with Burkina Faso. So why can't we produce things in Wa and surrounding areas and just send across the border to sell to our neighbors? And that is why you see a lot of the big trucks that are coming into this country going all the way to Tema. But we could provide some of the things that they go to Tema to buy. So it is an opportunity for us to look into it.
Reporting for JoyNews, Rafiq Salam. Wow.
We cannot afford, as a nation, to nurture leadership of self-glorification, but of responsibility to social enterprise. And that's a declaration by the Director of the Office of Grant and Research at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, the KNUST. Professor Clement Abeidu's comment follows recent disturbances perpetrated by residents of Unity and University halls of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. He was speaking at the 50th anniversary launch of Unity Hall. And it's where Love FM's Kwesi Debra brings you a report.
The traditional council of the university was formed to deal with social issues. Unfortunately, disturbances in recent past have been blamed on its advice. Professor Abedu charges the hall administration to be quick in rebuking irresponsible behavior. He also advocates a junior common room independent of the traditional council.
We must demand of the hall administration to be absolutely in charge, of course, within the confines of the law. They must be quick to rebuke irresponsible behaviors of JCRC and Traditional Council leadership. It will seem that we'll have lost it all if we tend to protect such leaders from central administration for fear of being punished for their antisocial deeds. Similarly, we must have a JCRC that is independent of the Traditional Council, a JCRC that is able to disown the Traditional Council if they deviate from the hall's part of civility and values. These days, it is not uncommon to learn that Unity Hall is involved in what I term disgraceful and embarrassing conflicts with some other halls, and sometimes outside the confines of the university. Sadly, we've always blamed the faceless Traditional Council membership of our hall.
Continental Hall is touted as the most populated of the universities in West Africa's sub-region. With an initial 448 resident students, it now houses people in the region of 2,000 with the attendant pressure on facilities. Chairman of the Planning Committee, Dr. Charles Kosi, hence of re-roofing of the hall and provision of improved water systems.
Our major projects include re-roofing of the twin towers of both blocks of the hall because of serious leakage, and also provision of mechanized water to help solve the age-long water shortage in the hall. The production of the Golden Jubilee Clock and the design of the 50th anniversary logo, which are winning entries through contest among KNUS students, which will be unveiled today.
Reporting for JoyNews, Kwesi Debra.
There was a bust-up in Parliament on Tuesday between two members of Parliament over allegations. Some expatriate businessmen based in Ghana were made to pay as much as some $100,000 to be seated next to President Akufo-Addo at a recent function. The minority who first made the claim accused the Trade Ministry of exploiting the presidency for private gain and called for a probe into the matter. The ministry has since denied the allegation, but whilst addressing journalists outside the chamber on Tuesday, the minority spokesperson on foreign affairs, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, was confronted by his colleague member of parliament, the Deputy Trade Minister Carlos Sahinkra. Here is how it played out.
Who have they accounted for? As we speak, do you know how much was raised? Do we know how much has been raised? We do not know. The people of Ghana don't know. You use the People's Office, public office, office of the President, the Ministry of Trade and Industry. It is not Mr. Carlos Ahinkra's private office. It is public office, and you are not accounting to anybody. This is plain corruption. This is extortion. And that is why some of the expatriates approached us, and we have the receipts, we have all the documentation. This is clear profiteering, because we are not told that the MOU they signed with a private entity, they are a charity organization. We are not told what they are going to do with the sums that they have used public office to raise. Use the Ministry of Trade and Industry, not the private office of Mr. Lanchamati or Mr. Carlos Ahinkra. You use the Office of President of Ghana, Office of President. You use that to franchise, to raise funds, $100,000 to sit by him. This is unethical, it's immoral. It flies in the face of the Fees and Charges Act. You cannot defend this. This is desecrating the office of the president.
Do we need a high-level probe on this? Maybe a parliamentary probe, you think?
Yeah, we do. But first of all, we are demanding that all the sums extorted should be returned to the expatriates. We are also saying that the people of this country are owed an apology, because it is clear that they have dented the image of Ghana. And I can tell you that because I've been talking to the expatriate community.
And Deputy Trade Minister subsequently tried to clarify why he believed there really was nothing corrupt about the Trade Ministry's involvement in the award ceremony to honor the expatriate as suggested by the minority.
We listened to them. We looked at their plan, their organization, and we thought that it was a very lofty idea. So immediately we decided to support this noble function, and my minister inaugurated the event almost, I think, somewhere in September, after we have signed an MOU with this organization detailing the responsibility of each and every one of us. We were only supposed to give them support for them to be able to carry out this novelty and also introduce them to the sponsors or those that were prepared to assist them in this program. They were supposed to look for funding any which way and ensure that come what may, they were going to get the program done. We were not supposed to use taxpayers' money whatsoever, or any money from government coffers to handle this program. They were supposed to look for the funds. So when they go out there, whether they get the monies or not, whether they get people to sponsor or not, or how they even raise their sponsorship, was solely and entirely up to them. So we decided to go ahead with this program, and it was launched eventually. Now, after the program launch, we had to send a letter to the expatriate businesses that they identified, about 450 of them that they had identified.
And we'll do the detailed discussion on this subject on AM Talk when we have Roxanne Dapermokpo, who is a member of parliament for South Dying and also a legal practitioner in the studio, who is alongside a financial expert and entrepreneur, but also member of parliament for Bantama, Daniel Ochem Abuaje. So do make a date. But now we have to do a review of the newspapers, but it is a belated happy birthday for you, Noel Kwabna Ebosaba. May God honor your new age, and that's from Frankie. I hope that you enjoy your time as well. But please get interactive, as you always do, on JoyNews on TV, and also through our Twitter handle at JoyNews on TV.